What's up, guys? Toxic and Mountain Plays here, and I'm bringing you a different kind of video today. I'm going to be talking about an event I attended over this past weekend. It's called World War II Weekend at Running Airfield, Pennsylvania, and it involves a lot of aircraft. It's a gathering of warbirds, so I'll be in the video periodically, but this is the start so far. So here we have a P-51 Mustang sitting on the runway, and I'll just let you listen to that engine sound.
Look at that thing.
So next, what we have here is some British Bren gun carriers here. Multi-universal things. They're
What's it called?
they're pretty cool.
Bren, yeah.
And here we have a Stug. Very, very convincing Stug, but not a real Stug. It's actually a reproduction based off the FV4201 chassis. But it looks exactly like one. 6 road wheels, drive wheel in the front.
Cupola right there.
The cupola is so good. The Shirtsen's really well made. The engine deck looks exactly like it. As you can see here, looks exactly like a Panzer III. I mean, I'm sure if you're a real expert, you'll point out a lot of things, but I couldn't. And here, this guy is explaining rifle grenades that the Germans used.
Two bags. I got the bags, and they made like 4 different rounds. This one's the more common. It's just it's a copy. This is the anti-personnel round. It has a impact fuse for when it hits, it's going to blow up. And you can also just twist the bottom off, and it has a string, so you can just pull it, start the fuse going, and just throw it like that. Because if somebody's getting too close to you, you don't want to just shoot the grenade right in front of you. Right. But you can just get rid of it.
This next shot is a German 105mm howitzer.
Really cool.
And the clip after this, I want to explain it before it starts, is a little battle reenactment because it gets heated pretty quick. So I'll leave you guys with that as of now.
shot.
Come on, go forward.
They've been shot. Oh. Come on there, kid.
Now, the Germans do end up losing this fight, but I think they lost that because they didn't have their MG-34 operating properly. But they're not the only star of the show here. There's one other thing that really piques interests. This is Fifi, one of 2 flying B-29s in the world. And my God, that is amazing to see.
That's music, folks. That's music. The Fifi's engines are hybrids that combine more advanced versions of the R-3350, such as the ones installed on the Fairchild flying boxcar, the C-119.
Now here is my personal star of the show, my personal favorite of the day. This is the P-63 King Cobra, probably my favorite aircraft of the war. Mainly the unique design, the 37mm that kills everything, but beautiful plane. We'll see that flying later.
Hop around this thing. Oh man.
Excuse my hand in some of these clips, by the way.
You don't see that very often on it.
37mm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the E63. Or just Albert.
Considering the circle of accuracy of high-speed fighters and bombers coming in, dropping bombs, if they could get within a quarter mile or a half mile of the target, that was pretty good. But the heavy artillery that would come raining in as a result of these guys talking about it was right on target. If the target started to move, they reported that, and then the shells would follow it. So the amount of money they saved in ordnance, since they were so accurate, more than paid for the cost of these aircraft.
All birds we just saw, and here is the naval Pacific Theater display, more specifically. The Japanese aircraft we will see here are a torpedo bomber and a dive bomber. I think one's a Kate, and I forget what the other one is. But they're reproduction. They're not replicas, I should say. They're not actual Japanese aircraft, but the American aircraft you see here are real, of course. They're not reproductions, so they're going to be doing a display. The gunfire behind me is a small demonstration between the Japanese soldiers and the Chinese National Army from obviously the Second World War. But it was a little too crowded for footage, so.
That guy coming around.
Come on, get him.
The fighter we see there is an F-4F. We could see the P-40M coming in for a landing from an amazing acrobatic show that we will see later. But as he's landing, we'll see the best B-25 ever named, I should say. So we'll see that in a little bit. Now, folks, you might not have been able to make that one out, the picture on the side, or the wording, of course, but that is Panchito, the fighting cock, the best named B-25 that I know. So, there you go. Now we are looking at the F-4Fs, the Wildcats. Here's the P-40M's acrobatics. Amazing. Watch.
Point hesitation roll. As you mentioned, Tom is also a Airways pilot. You've seen a video on YouTube of Tom Richard flying his miniature racer, Formula One racer.
Oh, he's coming down.
They're lined up in sections on the runway. Tom's section was about halfway down the runway to take off. That crew took off, and Tom had an engine failure right there on the spot. They didn't get the other aircraft in the last element, waved off in time, and they started their takeoff roll. It's very graphic pictures of one of them riding and running right into Tom Richards' racer.
He's rolling against his propeller spinning. That's why it might look a little slow.
I did get a picture of the P-51 landing.
I got it taxiing down the runway, and then I got the B-25 taxiing down the runway, the Panchito one.
Oh yeah, he took off before.
Here is the P-63 lifting off, going to join the fighter formation. Mustang. And the Spitfire. Oh, no. Sorry about that. First one was Spitfire, this one's Mustang. Here's the Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9E that I am walking around in this clip.
No. Beautiful aircraft.
Crash, I wanted to fly.
Note the use of the mirror above the cockpit windscreen. Here is the P-51D Mustang. Quit your bitching.
Often carried out there by women who were pilots in the war.
And here's the fighter formation of the Spitfire, Mustang, P-40, and P-63, with a second Mustang following behind
from the
them.
factories out to line operations to alleviate the workload on the men who were needed to go into combat to fly these airplanes. Here comes the fighter flight once again from the left. Tom Richard in the lead in the P-40 Warhawk.
You guys, I'll leave you with the rest of the fighter footage. Hope you liked my D-Day special.
Spitfire Mark 9 on the right way.
See you in the next video.
And in the slot position, John Tyranny in red nose. Here comes Tom Duffy's P-51. commanders in the RAF was Squadron Leader James Archibald Findlay McLaughlin. Who was a fighter pilot and had a mid-air collision and crash, and it disabled his left arm, and he was still able to fly with only one arm, and he was known as the one-arm squadron leader, one-arm Mac. What a great name. James Archibald Findlay McLaughlin. King Cobra screaming by at about 300 miles an hour. There's a great story about a P-51 pilot named Lieutenant Lewis Curtis, that's C-U-R-D-E-S. Beautiful photo pass by the P-40 Warhawk. And the Spitfire. Classic, the shape of the wings of the Spitfire. And I mentioned this story about Lieutenant Curtis, who was the only American pilot to have shot down an enemy German, Italian, and Japanese aircraft. And also, he had another flag painted on the side of his P-51 Mustang, in addition to being an ace with that German flag, Italian flag, and Japanese.